Yes, my people, welcome to another episode of Everything is the Wrestling, where all talk is only about wrestling, the best bits, the fun times, and the entertainment. I'm your host, Tugi, and we're here for a live recap of Monday Night Raw. And it took place in, again, I might butcher this, but who knows? Baltimore, Maryland. And going straight into it, we open up with the OTC, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, who enters in his Jeep, in his Hummer, and straight opposite, the Usos exit. So they came separately, which was quite interesting to me, because on arrival, as soon as when they're about to walk into the venue, Roman turns, Lord, collects his title, walks straight into the venue, and upon arrival, like I said, he is greeted by none other than Jacob. Gets a high five from him. Then they all enter the venue, coming straight in. And once they come out, guys, I don't know about you, but I like to notice these little things, because once they come in, Jacob Fatu doesn't really raise his one to the sky until they get to the ring, jump on the ropes, and then walk into the ring. Just before this, they say hello to a famous guest in the audience, Eric Andre, who's sitting in the front row down the ramp where they come in, and Roman Reigns speaking on how Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, will go on to win the King of the Ring tournament. Big things. Jay still picks up immediately at the fact that Jacob Fatu is not acknowledging the Usos, not acknowledging him and Big Jim. And Jacob straight away gets annoyed, because whilst Roman's talking, he grabs the microphone, shows his flair, turns around, he says, I ain't acknowledging them. Hell nah! I'll acknowledge my OTC, and hands him back the microphone. Roman allows this to happen, which is quite interesting, because it's like, no, let him speak. I kind of want to hear what he has to say. Then Roman goes on, once receiving the microphone back, to deliver a beautiful promo reflecting on the bloodline, name dropping absolute figures like Yokozuna, Rikishi, Umaga, explaining how that is the bloodline. We are the bloodline. He then goes on to officially welcome Jacob Fatu to the family business by bestowing a new Ula Fala, or like LNI likes to say, the Ufalafa around his neck, asserting that the bloodline is the future for their children. Not just now, for the future. Now, whilst this is going on, it is quite interesting, because the looks on Jimmy and Jey Uso's face, they're like, oh man, like, why is he getting an Ula Fala and I ain't got ish? I ain't got nothing. And I've been here with him from day one. Like, what's going on? So this happens. They all put their ones to the sky. They roll outside of the ring, and on exit, my guy Eric Andre had to put his hands on Jacob. Hey man, I like this necklace, man. I like this necklace. Jacob grabs him, throws him over the barricade, chucks him into the ring, takes him out. Just before he's about to go, what? Roman screams. Holds. Jacob listens. People are coming in. Everyone's running down the ramp. The manager comes out. I'm so confused, because I'm like, why is he telling him to wait? Jacob should be just destroying this guy. Let him happen. And then on his acknowledgement, on his mark, Roman Reigns allows Jacob Fatu to carry on. Take him. Finish him multiple times. Takes him out. Absolutely destroys him. Once the Samoan Werewolf absolutely destroys Eric Andres, who I feel completely sorry for because he ain't built for the wrestling game. He ain't designed for that ring. You know, they all walk out and the OTC is talking straight into the camera. If you want it, you can get it. Doing his famous laugh, which I absolutely love. That segment closes and we move straight into the Queen of the Ring semi-final again, which is two of my favorite women wrestlers right now, because not even women wrestlers, apologies, wrestlers right now, because IYO SKY is absolutely fantastic, charismatic, amazing technically, so fun to watch, brings such an energy and a vibe, and she's up against the self-proclaimed big sexy Raquel Rodriguez, who started to dominate the match early on. She starts lawn darting IYO from ring to post, which ends up in a broken nose for Raquel. But then there's some other maneuvers that IYO SKY actually attempts and pulls off. The bullet train attack, the missile drop kick, and then Raquel's power slam attempt to obviously put a halt to IYO's reign. Then outside the ring, IYO attempts a sunset flip powerbomb and a leaping stomp from the barricade. It ultimately ended with, not ended, but it ultimately moved to IYO countering her with a Vader bomb attempt, which actually secured the victory because of the fact that the sunset flip powerbomb followed by the beautiful over-the-top moonsault takes her out and ends Raquel Rodriguez, which I was kind of disappointed because IYO SKY, I'm not disappointed that IYO SKY advances to the finals in Saudi Arabia and the Night of Champions, but I'm still waiting for that Raquel Rodriguez push, which we will talk about in another episode. IYO SKY goes on to face either Charlotte Flair or the greatest women's champion of all time, Liv Morgan, who's absolutely killing it right now. We then move swiftly into some backstage antics where you do obviously see Roxanne talking with Liv now, saying, I'm going to weaken Charlotte Flair for you. Do not worry, I've got your back. Because you've got a match with her, but I'm first. That breaks up. Liv's turnaround finds Danhausen's lair, who's week after week, segment after segment, is absolutely fantastic. She unzips her jacket, wearing a Danhausen t-shirt, asking him for some help. Says, I need you to curse Daddy Dom's opponent for me because I need him to win. Once Danhausen turns, he notices, she's got a Danhausen t-shirt. He turns around and goes, I hope you paid for that. Which is absolutely hilarious because I just didn't expect that. For the request that Liv Morgan puts through, Danhausen turns around and goes, if you want me to do this, I need, what do we think? What do we think we need? He needs people. He indeed needs human monies. He wants a music video, including Danhausen. He needs more human monies. He needs Danhausen's specific song, specifically about Danhausen, more human monies, magazine covers, and that's when Olivia is just like, I'm done. Olivia's maybe going to get my human monies. And that segment just short, simple, effective, hilarious, and it just cuts straight to the fact that Seth Rollins starts delivering a promo challenging the big dog. The dog, shall I say, not the big dog. The big dog is someone else, I can't lie. In a steel cage match. Now, this should be quite interesting because it's going to take place as Night at Champions, and Seth Rollins is really frustrated at the fact that he's lost so much career time just because of their conflict, just because of the beef between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. This then cuts straight to Lyra Valkyria sharing some news with Adam Pearce, talking with Adam Pearce, hinting over some form of a title match. She's like, I can't wait to tell Bayley. Now I was like, tag team? But at the same time, I'm kind of a bit like, In the past, she has turned to Bayley and been like, I've got a title match for the Women's Intercontinental title. And she was a bit like, oh, I thought we were going to have that. So I'm kind of interested to see where that leads to because of the fact that we've sort of been fooled before. But who knows? We then cut straight to Lyra walking away, and out of the other side, whilst Adam Pearce is turning, L.A. Knight. Yeah! Straight into Adam Pearce's face. Frustrated about the Bloodline's involvement constantly with everything he does and the King of the Ring tournament exit for LA Knight. Now, Solo's getting involved, Jay's getting involved, but this person's getting involved. I mean, he congratulates Jay Uso. Well done. Congratulations. Very sarcastically, obviously. And then he turns and says to him, if there was a title for being the greatest sidekick, the greatest sidekick of all time, I'd be that 10 times over. Apologies for the butchering of the accent of LA Knight. But Adam, what's going on, mate? You're doing the ones and the twos and the ones with the Usos and with the Bloodline. What's going on? You ain't handling business. Adam Pearce, LA Knight is taking matters into his own hands, and he will handle it in his own way. Once this cuts and once this finishes, we go straight in to Chad Gable, who's been amazing recently. We all know what he's been doing recently and in the past, and now this rejuvenated, reborn Chad Gable is talking to Jackie Redmond about his path to redemption. We know he's got a lot of amends to make. We know he's got a lot of people to apologize to and make up to. But he talks about the fact that he's got more to do. He's got more people. Now, I think he was hinting at these certain people, and one of them he crosses paths with. One of them being Maxine Dupree, who was seen talking with Austin Theory. Now, we've seen this a good few times, so I'm guessing there is some form of significance in the fact that these two keep speaking. Once this is passed, he goes straight out, and it leads to an absolute physical spectacle between Chad Gable and the Bulgarian Brute. Bangaranga! Rusev! I still want to go back to that music when he comes out and he goes, Rusev Ortria! Rusev Machka! That music was iconic for me, and I honestly believe he needs to go back to it. But anyway, it comes out with obviously Ethan Page, who is another amazing character, who oddly enough I didn't really like. No offense, when he was back in AEW, I didn't really get what his position was. I didn't really understand his role. I didn't understand his character. Now he is absolutely blossoming in WWE. All ego. Now I know why I hate him. That's what he wants. That's what he desires. That's what he needs. Because he's just such a good heel. This leads, like I said, to this absolute back and forth physical battle between Rusev, which spills to the outside. Rusev sent Gable into the steel steps. He executes Gable then executes a back suplex onto the announce table, followed by Rusev tossing him overhead. And it's like, how did they go down, get up, and carry on like nothing happens? Because it goes into a break, and straight after the break, Gable hits a rolling German suplex and then superplex multiple times, lifted up Rusev like it's nothing. And both of them, I know Rusev's a little bit taller, but Gable makes it look so easy in the fact that he's come back after his injury and just looking better than ever. Untouchable. The closing sequence ends with Rusev hitting the Machka, straight into lock, the accolade. But Gable fights his way out, clawing and just breaking free, hits him with the angle slam, and secures the win with the famous ankle lock. Following the match, Ethan Page gets involved. They start to try and take him out. Just before they do, Booyaka, booyaka. 619. Booyaka, booyaka. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee to the rescue, stopping the attack. The cowards of Ethan Page and Rusev just retreat back out, and they're like, yo, I don't want any more to do with this because these two are dangerous. These two are dangerous. It then leads back to a segment now with the Bloodline. The interaction between Jacob Fatu confronting the Usos, telling them, with Roman there, saying to them, we've tried these things. We tried it your way. We've tried it your way. That way, the group must now operate under the OTC's direction. LA Knight needs to be handled. Big Jim turns around. I'll take care of business. I'll handle it. No problem. Let's go. Boom. Cuts in to the big dog. Bron Breakker is now dropping a promo on Seth Rollins, saying, Seth, man, I'm bored of you. I'm tired of you playing the victim. You've created a legacy on backstabbing everyone, and we all know where that started from. No, sorry, that was Roman's. I'm not talking about Sierra, Hotel. The Shield were broken up and backstabbed by Seth Rollins, so he's kind of got a point, you know. He sort of broke out when he did break away. So is his legacy built on backstabbing people, and now he's playing the victim? He then refers to the fact that you need to imagine being locked in a cage. Oh, with the dog! I don't know what this pick that he has, but it's quite funny. But he says, imagine being locked in the cage with the dog. And I'm kind of looking forward to that, because I need to have some form of an ending to this actual back and forth with these two, because they've been going at it for a while now. Music hits, LA Knight comes out, comes into the ring, and I found this promo quite funny, because everything he said, hey LA, you're not doing too good, man. Just take a few days off, take a break, go get some rest. You're out of the King of the Ring tournament. You don't understand. I got to get to Baltimore. He says that about 10 times, which works. He's interrupted by the big brother, Big Jim, Jimmy Uso. And they have a little back and forth. Hey, man, I'm here to talk to you. Let's talk this out. I'm tired of us lot arguing and complaining and fighting and X, Y, Z and rare tear. We are not on the same side of Solo. Solo is not a part of the blood. So you tell me, if I come out here and take out Solo, you won't come back and beat me? No, I don't care about what you do to Solo. It's not between us. To his confusion, he's then interrupted. Jey Uso. Yo, LA, I beat you last week, fair and square in that ring. I took you out. I'm better than you, LA. I'm better than you, and you need to acknowledge me. LA turns, looks at him, and says, I acknowledge that you can kiss my ass. Yeah. They tried to take out LA Knight. I don't know how. The chair ends up in LA Knight's hands. He starts hurting them. He starts hitting them. Confusion on Jimmy's face. He's like, damn, I need to help. He gets taken out too. And then what happens? They are saved by the Tongan death grip of Jacob. Who comes flying in, takes him out. Come on with it. It just deals with Jacob. Sorry, deals with LA Knight. Jacob deals with him. Finished. Get out of here. You're nothing. You're nothing. They go backstage, and what happens? Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jay, we tried it your way. We tried it that way. It's time. It's time. I did it the OTC way. And I'm sure that Roman Reigns will be happy with that, because he was complaining about people not dealing with it. He was complaining about the brothers not dealing with LA Knight. And Jacob just comes in, rolls in, boom. See you later. This then leads to Charlotte Flair. Woo! The queen of all queens, one of my favorite wrestlers, coming out with Alexa Bliss, who's obviously going to fight Roxanne Perez, who is obviously with Liv Morgan. Now, during this match, which includes obviously Flair hurting her hand because she goes to chop Roxanne Perez outside the ring, ends up hitting the metal ring post outside. Liv distracts Charlotte while she's on the top rope going for a flip. Alexa comes in whilst Roxanne Perez is pinning her, flips her open. Chaos. It then goes on to almost a technical mishap where the pinning sequence between them appears to fail. Appears to fail. Fall apart, and it's like, what's going on? They're struggling with this transition, and out of nowhere, boom! Pop rocks, no! Charlotte says, no, I'm coming out of this, turns around, reverses it, attempts a figure 4, transitions into a figure 8 submission, and Charlotte Flair takes the win unscathed. Well, I wouldn't say unscathed because she hit her hand and was nursing that injury during the whole match. Beats Roxanne Perez, to the disappointment, of course, of Liv Morgan. This goes straight on to the biggest growing, youngest superstar in the industry right now. The young OG, Javon Evans, who he comes into the ring, he addresses the fact that he's gonna, hey, Unc, I'm gonna beat your ass out this competition, Jay. Because that boy is pound 2. Pull up that camera and get this shot. As soon as this is taking place. Now, this is my controversial take, because I don't care what no one says. I could not give a damn. I'm still humble. I was happy to see the main event of Logan Paul. I'm still humble. Coming straight back after his torn tricep. Obviously comes back with Austin Theory beside him to confront the young OG Javon Evans, who's waiting in the ring. Comes in, he says, yo, Javon, got some life-changing news for you, man. I'm offering you a spot in the Vision. For a few seconds, you're like, why is he smiling? He looks like he's about to take it. And he's like, hey, hell no. Fakes the handshake, which leads to an improv match of Javon Evans versus Austin Theory. Evans starts off and he just completely excels every single time the match goes on. It gets faster, it gets larger, it gets better. He hits him with a torpe suicida over the rope, putting Theory straight into the barricade. He then sprints around the whole of the ring and dives with ease over the timekeeper section, taking out Austin Theory once again. And during a high-flying OG cutter attempt, out of nowhere, Braun Breaker, who we had seen make a promo before about Seth Rollins, with a mid-air devastating spear, takes out Javon, causing the disqualification. And obviously we're disappointed because now the Vision are all taking out Javon Evans, and just everybody's favorite, you know. No one wants to see Javon getting hurt like that. But luckily, to his aid comes the Street Profits. Montez Ford and the returning Angelo Dawkins come straight into the ring, make the save, and lead to the announcement that they want a tag team title match, and they are going to get it in London, England, baby. I cannot wait to see what happens with that, and I kind of want to see what happens if they do win it, because they want the smoke, and I want the smoke. Like, these guys again need a bigger push. I want to see more time, more TV time, more screen time, more camera time for these two, because they're just absolutely killing it every time they're on screen. You know, it then leads to Roman and Jacob. Before you even see Jacob out of shot, Roman turns, goes, "Did you handle it?" Gotta say, but the brothers weren't too happy about it. They don't understand me. They don't understand why. Roman turns and says, "I understand you. I understand you, and as long as you understand me, you're unstoppable." But Jacob, I've got one more thing for you to do. Turns to Jacob, whispers in his ear, and now we are left not knowing what Roman had whispered into his ear, and now we have to wait and find out, because it moves straight on into the main event time, baby. And this, you see them shoulders going. I can't do it as good as him. I'm nowhere near as big as him, but ruler, the destroyer, the mountain you cannot climb, the eater of worlds, the man you cannot conquer. Femi comes out to say, "You are going to die tonight." Femi comes out claiming that he is his daddy. And the fact that we saw Rey Mysterio before in the episode makes it even funnier. He comes out for the main event alongside JD McDonough, that big head of his always taking up 3/4 of the bloody screen. The king, o da luchadores, Triple H, Campagnone, Dirty Dominik Mysterio, one of the greatest heels of all time. In my opinion, the greatest luchadores of all time. And it leads straight in to Dominik trying to use not only his speed, but his leverage. And you really thought, Tom, you really thought that was going to work? Femi just overpowered, not even just him. Every time JD McDonough tried to get a sniff, he was destroyed. He was manhandled. He was thrown away. And despite a low blow, despite the 2 619s with the hammer in his boot and a top rope splash, Femi kicks out at a measly just about one after hitting all those moves. He then moves on, hits them both with a double choke slam, clears the ring with uppercut after uppercut from post to post to pillar to post, and finishes Dominik Mysterio with a fall from grace to secure his spot in the finals against either Javon Evans or Jey Uso at Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions. You thought it was over? No, but Femi picks up the microphone, turns, looks down the hard camera and declares the ruler will soon claim his crown. And anyone can get it, as well as Brock Lesnar. I thought tonight would be the night that you will interrupt me. You cannot stop the ruler. You cannot stop the destroyer. Those eyes, big beautiful eyes bulging out of his face. And he ends the show with a cherry on top, just like that. clearing out the ring and finishing it off. And honestly, there was a lot that I really liked about this episode of Monday Night Raw. There was so much time with the bloodline. There were so many good matches with Charlotte, Lyra getting involved, you know, the blood, like Jacob, the fact that Jacob got so much involvement, the fact that obviously the back show segments, apologies, and Danhausen always getting his push, spectacle between Rusev and Chad Gable. I mean, there was so much storytelling, which I really liked. And I'm very, very excited to see what comes up next. So, in my opinion, I probably would give that show probably around, I'd say about a 7.8, maybe 7.5. I might be being generous. I get biased sometimes, guys. I apologize. The funny thing is, if I had my co-host Strad here, you know, he'd pick at so many more things. And again, we will be dissecting more. We will be deep diving more into these shows. At later stages, we'll do proper dives into the makeup of what we think should happen, and what we hope will happen, and what could be ultimately happening, what went wrong, what went well. And guys, thank you so much. That was the Raw recap. So please remember, guys, to like, comment, subscribe, share, keep tuning in, because there's going to be a lot more of these coming in. I've been your boy Tugi. This is once again everything is alright. Peace and love, baby.